Siblings in Christ of the Northern Texas, Northern Louisiana Synod, greetings on this September 8th, 2020, the day after Labor Day. I come to you online in video as preparation for our online assembly, September 26th of 2020. We're going to gather online, and I invite you to please have your voting members register by September 18th so that we can adequately be prepared for this first ever experience of its kind. Part of the reason that I thought it important that we gather even online is that we need to do some important business, but also we need to celebrate. This is a momentous year in the life of our church. We have been celebrating the 50th anniversary of the ordination of pastors who are women, the 40th anniversary of the ordination of the first woman of color as a pastor, and the 10th anniversary of the full inclusion of LGBTQIA people in the roster of the church. This has been a momentous year, and it seemed wrong to me not to take time to celebrate what was such an important moment in the life of our church. That on November 22nd, 1970, the Reverend Elizabeth Plotz was ordained to serve as pastor, the first woman ordained to serve a Lutheran congregation or Lutheran church in North America. That is a momentous day, and Pastor Plotz is an amazing leader. I was privileged to meet her at our 2019 ELCA Churchwide Assembly and to spend a little bit of time with my spouse and her in conversation to listen and to learn from her wisdom of 50 years of serving this church. We give thanks for Pastor Plotz, but we also know that while we celebrate 50 years, it was 22 years before a woman was elected to serve as a bishop in our church. And while now the Conference of Bishops is 42% female, we still have a great deal of work to do to full inclusion of women in the leadership of this church. It took 13 years for the NTNL Synod, or one of our predecessor synods, to ordain a pastor who was a woman. The Reverend Carol Spencer was ordained on June 12, 1983. Since that time, the number of women serving congregations in NTNL has grown significantly. Our roster is almost 40% female. And in that time, since that time, 35 women have been ordained to serve NTNL congregations versus only 26 men who have been ordained to serve NTNL congregations. But we also know that women face unique challenges in ministry and also have not had the same opportunities to lead in our larger congregations. Currently at NTNL, of the 10 congregations we have with more than one pastoral staff person, only one is led by a woman. That is a challenge that we as a church continue to need to confront and to take on. We also know that women face significant challenges, different challenges in ministry than men. On September 17th, women on our roster are invited to come together with Barbara Keller, misconduct prevention consultant for the ELCA, and she'll be hosting an online workshop talking about the reality that women face dealing not only with their ordained colleagues but also with lay leadership, and a time for them to hear each other's stories and to learn strategies. So again, on September 17th at 1 p.m., we encourage you to join in that time. There is much work that we have to do as a church to continue to lift up and to celebrate the gifts that women bring as leaders of the church. But we also must give thanks. And we must celebrate. And so on September 26th, we're going to do just that. And we will have a time to celebrate our roster leaders who are women, but also we're going to hear from the Reverend Vashti Murphy McKenzie, Bishop of the 10th District of the AME, the first woman and the only woman serving as a bishop in the AME tradition. Our preacher for the day will be Bishop Tracy Bartholomew of the New Jersey Synod of the ELCA and currently the chair of the Conference of Bishops. It is right that we celebrate and we give thanks. We recognize the challenges that women continue to face. We also look with hope for the gifts that they bring to the church and the opportunity we have as a church to encourage and lift up those gifts. So today we celebrate 50 years of the ordination of pastors who are women. We give thanks for our pastors who are women on the roster of NTNL, and we look forward to continuing to grow and to learn together, to serve this church and to serve the world that God so loves. Thanks be to God. I look forward to seeing you on September 26th for our online assembly.